Hi friends, welcome to classes by Lab Doctor. I'm Dr. Divya, and in today's class let us begin with the lipid profile and a series of testing which we do to assess the lipid metabolism in our body. So lipid profile is a group of blood tests which the clinician orders to assess the risk of coronary disease, and this coronary disease is usually associated with lipid disorders. That is the reason why we are interested in this lipid profile. So because many of this coronary artery diseases are caused by dyslipidemia, the easiest, the cheapest and the best way to assess the lipid levels in our body is by lipid profile. Lipid profile is a good indicator to say whether someone is likely to have a coronary artery disease or a cerebrovascular accident like stroke, etc. And all this will be caused by the blockage of the blood vessels or because of the narrowing of the arteries. In the report, what you see, there are many ways of assessing and there are many parameters which we assess during the lipid profile. If you do a basic lipid profile, you will get these parameters. So you'll get the total cholesterol, triglyceride, HDL cholesterol, non-HDL cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, VLDL, cholesterol to HDL ratio, HDL to LDL ratio, LDL to HDL ratio. Few of the parameters are calculated and few of the parameters are directly assessed by the instrument. So in our further classes, we will discuss about each parameter in detail. So, but why is it that lipid so important, or is it that lipid is only or always bad for human beings, or always when we talk about lipid, we talk as if the lipid has no functions in our body, and what it causes is only diseases. It is not like that. There is a quite a significant role of these lipids in our human body, and our body needs lipid. What goes wrong is when the level of the lipids exceeds a certain level, that is when it causes a problem. So everything in moderation or everything within range will always keep the body homeostasis. So, what is the importance of lipid? So, this lipid is a major source of energy for the body. It has a very high caloric value and it is an important dietary constituent for absorbing the fat soluble vitamins, essential fatty acids, etc. And this lipid acts as a thermal insulator in the subcutaneous tissue, which helps us to maintain the temperature. And the combination of lipids and proteins also serves various functions, from the integrity, fluidity of the cell membrane to the myelination of the nerve cells, the brain functions, etc. So we cannot always say that the lipids are very bad, the cholesterol is bad, etc. Because it has an important role to play in our body. So you can see here the adipose tissue, here you can see the membrane which is made up of lipid. Here you can see the myelin sheath which is made up of this lipid. So the function of the lipids are, it helps in energy storage, it helps in the brain function, vitamin absorption, temperature regulation, organ protection, cell membrane structure, hormone regulation, insulation and protection, and also acts as a chemical messenger. So I've told you it's an important source of energy. 1 gram of fat, whether it is saturated or unsaturated, it provides around 9 kilocalories of energy compared to your 1 gram of carbohydrate and protein, which will provide you around 4 kilocalories or 17 kilojoules of energy. So it's an important source of energy when you're running, walking, etc. You get the energy from this sources of fat. So fat becomes a very important source of energy. Secondly, 60% of our brain is fat, and the healthy fats are important for brain function. And the same way, unhealthy fats, when it accumulates, it will increase the risk of brain functional disorders, cognitive disorders, etc. So whenever the patient consumes a lot of unhealthy fats, etc., like saturated fats, trans fats, etc., that can clog the vessels, and that can cause many of the brain issues. But what you have to remember, the healthy fats, they make up to 60% of the brain fat. So if there is no sufficient healthy fats, there is no myelination, etc., in the brain, it can impair with the cognition, it can impair the memory, it can impair the nerve signal transmission, etc. So for the proper brain functioning, for the proper nervous system functioning, we require fats. These fats also help in vitamin absorption. So there are few of the fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, K, which the body absorbs with the help of the fats. So these are absorbed and stored in the body's liver, fats, and fatty tissue, and in the muscles, etc. So this fat is the one which helps in the absorption of these soluble vitamins and minerals, and helps them to circulate throughout the body. So, and these vitamins, vitamin A, D, E, K, they have various important roles in the body to maintain the eye health, to maintain the bone health, to maintain the skin health, for coagulation, everything we require this fat soluble vitamin. So if there is no adequate fat in your body, there could be deficiencies of these fat soluble vitamins, and you might suffer from their deficiencies, their symptoms, etc. So to absorb these important vitamins and minerals, we do require this fats. The temperature regulation, I have told you that this fat, especially the brown adipose tissue, what we say, that plays a very important role in generating the heat when the body gets cold. So to maintain that temperature, for the thermogenesis, etc., we require this fat. So fat also helps in temperature regulation, especially in the babies. So organ protection, you will see that viscera is protected by the subcutaneous fat as well as the visceral fat. So this provide a kind of insulation, a kind of cushioning, so that they protect these organs. But yes, when the visceral fat, etc., exceeds beyond a limit, that is when it will cause a lot of problem. So similarly, the subcutaneous fat, that is the fat which is present just beneath the skin, that also helps in insulating the body, helps in maintaining the body temperature. So the other important function of this lipid is in the cell membrane functioning, cell membrane fluidity, for maintaining the cell membrane permeability. You can see here, you can see the cholesterol, phospholipids, proteins, etc. So what do these do? They maintain the structural integrity and flexibility of the cell membrane. And this is very important, because until and unless the cell membrane integrity is maintained, that will influence a lot of other parameters like permeability to substances, etc. Cell membrane structure and fluidity and permeability all depend upon the lipid component also. So it also acts as a chemical messenger. So when we say chemical messenger, the best example would be your leptin, which is produced by your fat cells or the adipocytes. So what this will do, they act as a signal to the brain. So they give a signal to the brain to regulate the appetite and energy balance, essentially telling the body when they should stop eating, etc. So it acts as a messenger also. This lipid, these were the various function, made be from energy to a temperature regulation to being as a chemical messenger, or helping in the absorption of fat soluble vitamins, etc. So whenever there is an abnormality in the lipid metabolism, it leads to various diseases. Could be inborn errors of metabolism, could be chronic kidney diseases, diabetes, liver diseases, cardiovascular diseases, obesity, etc. So there are many diseases which are associated with imbalanced or an abnormal lipid metabolism. Lipids are classified as simple lipid, complex lipid, and derived lipids. Simple lipids are like fats and waxes. Complex lipids are your glycolipid, phospholipids, etc. And derived lipids are your fatty acids, steroids, fat soluble vitamins, alcohol, etc. So simple lipids are nothing but the esters of fatty acid with various alcohol. Like you have fat, you have wax. Wax is nothing but ester of fatty acid with a high molecular weight monohydric alcohol. You have complex lipid, that is when the lipid is associated with the protein, etc. So that is like you have phospholipid with a phosphoric acid group. You have a glycolipid which is associated with the sphingosine, carbohydrate, etc. with the glycolic group. And you have the other lipids also like sulfolipid, aminolipid, lipoproteins, etc. So then comes the third category, that is the derived lipid, which is formed by the hydrolysis of both the simple lipid as well as the complex lipid. When we break them down, we get this derived lipid. It could be fatty acid, glycerol, steroid, other alcohol, fatty aldehyde, ketone bodies, hydrocarbons, lipid soluble vitamins, and hormones. So remember, when we are discussing about the lipid profile, we will be talking about all the impairment or abnormalities in the lipid. But you also have to remember that certain amount of fat is very much necessary for our body for the proper functioning. This I am telling because many a time people feel that fat is very bad. I should not eat ghee, or I should not eat butter. I should not take oil. I will put on weight. All such things come. But remember, it is not to be believed that this is only one culprit which is making you to gain weight, or to have all this metabolic abnormality. Everything in moderation is required for the proper functioning of the body. Many a time we are concentrating more on the numbers and we try to forget the overall picture. So remember, though we will discuss about the abnormalities, some amount of fat, the lipids are required for a normal functioning. May it be from your brain, may it be as a source of energy, may it be for your vitamins, etc. So unless and until you have a proper range of this lipids in your body, unless and until you will not consume adequate healthy fat, unless and until you will not have an healthy lifestyle, this derangement can lead to problems. Otherwise, these are required for a normal functioning human body. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.